First forecast brought to you by Store It at Home, rent-to-own portable buildings. Overnight tonight, we're going to have clear skies and around 50 degrees. But before we get there today, a fairly nice day and pretty average for this time of year. 74 is where we should be. That's where we topped out at. Did start off a little chilly, but overnight tonight, we're going to be right about that average. Do have some windy conditions out there, and you have probably noticed that the moisture is starting to increase, and it will do so even more as we go through the next several days, as well as warmer temperatures on the way. We're going to be well above our average the next couple of days. It's going to be windy out there, setting the stage for severe weather. We'll be talking all about it coming up in just a few minutes. Your ABC 31 News starts right now.
Welcome to ABC 31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. The State Fire Marshal's office says an arson suspect who fled last week has turned himself in, and more are arrested in connection with that fire. The latest in our big story tonight. The primary suspect is 45-year-old Jackie Vincent Dozart of Pineville. He's accused of torching an unoccupied home in February on Credeer Road in Pineville. He's charged with arson, burglary, and several other offenses. Authorities say he's connected to other crimes in Rapides and Voiles parishes. Arrested for the same crimes are 25-year-old Zachary Irwin, 33-year-old Heather DeSoto, and 35-year-old Kayla Sherry Rachel. And Natchitoches police say they have arrested two men in the rape of a child there. They've arrested 20-year-old Joseph Hall of Coshada and 36-year-old Michael Anthony Willis of Powhatan. They're accused of assaulting an 11-year-old boy. Police say that was reported in March by the child's mother. A Vernon Parish man originally arrested for cruelty to juveniles and domestic abuse battery is rearrested on additional charges. 35-year-old Colt Quinton Brandon is now charged with drug possession and 8 counts of illegal carry. A Texas man is sentenced to 1.5 years in prison for possession of a shank at the federal prison in Pollock. 33-year-old Sergio Rolando Sire Jr. of Roma pleaded guilty to having the weapon while a prisoner there. It was a small metal rod that was sharpened to a point. And a Texas woman is sentenced in Vernon Parish to 40 years in prison for the manslaughter of Jonathan Lance Ellis. The Vernon DA's office says 41-year-old Wanda Gale Gordon pleaded guilty to that homicide, which happened in September of 2016 at a home on Hawthorne Road in Leesville. Well, if you have ever had pink eye and wondered what it is or what causes it, we've got some answers for you tonight. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips sat down with ophthalmologist Peter Castle to learn more.
Seasonal allergies can cause sneezing, a runny nose, and itchy, watery red eyes. When it comes to your eyes, it may not always be those seasonal allergies causing irritation. You could have what's referred to as pink eye.
Standard pink eye is really a viral infection, meaning it's a cold virus.
Signs and symptoms include discomfort, redness of the eye, discharge, matted lashes upon waking up, and itchiness. At times, if it's not caused by a virus or bacteria, allergies could be the cause, making allergy season a peak time for pink eye. And if you think you can't contract it from another person, that's not the case.
Pink eye, unfortunately, is very contagious. In fact, if you're the one person in your family that has it, really you need to have separate towels. The virus comes out in the tears, and so you touch your eyes and you have the virus on your hands. It's been shown that if you put the virus on a desktop, for instance, it stays alive for 20 minutes. So all you have to do is touch somebody else, shake their hand or whatever, and they scratch their eyes and they have pink eye.
Pink eye will sometimes heal over time on its own by just keeping the eye clean, using artificial tears and cold compresses. In some cases, prescription eye drops and ointment may be needed. If you experience any of the signs and symptoms, it never hurts to seek medical attention. Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
Supporters of the downtown post office have successfully enlisted the help of U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy, who visited here last week. Spokesman says the senator has communicated concerns to the General Services Administration and is anticipating a response about closure or delaying until there is more community input. The Rapides Parish School Board will, for the first time in 4 years, consider the application of a charter school. Achieving Dreams Charter Academy proposes to become the first charter in the parish. The school board will hire a consulting firm to review the application because the school would be a cooperative effort. The school is proposing to hire Sylvia Adkins as principal. She last served at Huddle Elementary and has since retired. The City Park Players are hitting the stage once again with a production called Barefoot in the Park.
It's a comedy set in New York City. It's a Neil Simon comedy about a newlywed couple, and he's very conservative and straight as an arrow, and she's the opposite. She is a free spirit, a happy-go-lucky, adventurous sort. And so they have, they're just moved into this new apartment on the top floor, 6 flights up. And it's very bare, and there's a hole in the skylight, and it's in the middle of February, and it's freezing cold, and so that sets the stage for all kinds of crazy things to happen.
For disaster,
yes, a recipe
and all kinds of comedy.
Exactly.
Barefoot in the Park begins tomorrow and will run through the 22nd at the Crest Theater in downtown Alexandria. You can visit the City Park Players website to find showtimes and to purchase tickets.
Come run the plantation April 21st and support the Food Bank's Good Food Project. The Inglewood Classic 5K is bringing people together for the health of our community. It's time again for the celebration of life, unity, and community. Join us April 21st for the Sinlaw Holy Fest and Color Walk for Kids. Starts at 11 in downtown Alexandria. And you don't want to miss the Sinlaw Cruising Car Show and Music Festival, April 21st. View the hottest cars and enjoy live music for a good cause. The Hope House of Central Louisiana is hosting their first golf tournament at Oak Wing Golf Course Saturday, April 21st. Show your support. Register today and tee off for hope. For more community events, visit us on Facebook or at KLAXTV.com.
Starting things off with our surface map for tomorrow, because why not? It's going to be gorgeous out there once again. Mild conditions across the southeast, and you notice really not talking about much of anything going on except for maybe Florida getting some breezy conditions, and that will extend into our area as well as we go through the next couple of days. We're going to have very strong onshore flow off of the Gulf of Mexico. That will allow for the wind to increase as well as our humidity and much warmer temperatures. We could even break 80 plus mid-80s. That is definitely a plausible forecast as we go forward over the next couple of days. And of course, we're still tracking the potential for severe weather. Partly sunny tomorrow, breezy conditions. The winds will be out of the south-southwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour at times, so a breezy day. That will continue for our Friday, except for the cloud cover will be noticeably greater, and it will be very windy and rather humid. Our dew points will be up in the mid-60s, setting the stage for Friday night, the potential of severe weather. And it still looks like we're on track for a pretty good bout of severe weather, not just going through Friday night, but into Saturday morning as well. Periods of heavy rain, even possibly some severe thunderstorms, and then much cooler air behind that cold front, and definitely drier air as we go into and through the weekend. Looking at Saturday right here, we got blustery, cool conditions behind on the backside of that trough, digging all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Man, if we were talking about this happening in January, we'd be talking about some record cold temperatures moving down into our area, but instead, thankfully happening in April, and we're talking about severe thunderstorms. I guess not thankfully, but that is definitely the difference between January and April as far as the storm system goes. Don't tell that to people in the Midwest that are going to be dealing with probably over a foot of snow thanks to this system. Now the severe weather here, yeah, we're still looking at a slight risk to enhanced as you go north and west, and all of the categories that classify severe weather are possibilities, and I likely think that the enhanced will be expanded, and tomorrow we'll likely see a moderate put out for portions of the northwest side of the state, and will likely enter that enhanced area. And of course, we're looking at anything between hail and flash flooding, and even the tornado risk will likely extend as we go into the evening and through the night on Friday. And it's not just here. it's going to be a large portion of the central U.S. that'll be dealing with severe weather. 50 out there tonight, breezy, clear conditions, 80 for the day tomorrow, about 7 degrees warmer than where we were today. And that extended forecast, watching Friday night and Saturday closely, and then pleasant weather returns after a cool Sunday for next week. Scott?
Ross, thank you very much. What can help a teen improve their mood and their sleep? Perhaps a different alarm clock. Arlette Sines explains.
Is your teen tired and grumpy? Part of that comes with the turf, but new research confirms that it might not be entirely their fault. If teens feel a lot of pressure to get good grades and participate in after-school activities, all while making new friends and deciding their career path, this process can make for late nights and very little sleep. Could starting school a little more in tune with their natural circadian rhythm help? New research looked at how later school start times affected a group of teenage girls at a school in Singapore. Just by moving school start time later by 45 minutes, the teens reported more sleep and better mood within 1 month. The American Academy of Pediatrics supports the idea. In a 2014 statement, the organization recommended a middle school and high school start time no earlier than 8:30 a.m. In addition, they emphasized the importance of teenagers getting 8.5 to 9.5 hours of sleep a night. While supported by science, parents of teens may be thinking, yeah, as if. During the 2011-2012 school year, only 18% of public schools started at 8:30 a.m. or later. If you start schools later, critics argue transportation problems follow, particularly related to school buses during rush hour traffic. Others worry that delayed school start times will make it hard to schedule after-school activities. Regardless of your school start time, pediatricians implore teens to get a regular bedtime and limit cell phone and TV use before bed. Many argue that a media curfew would be great for teens. It couldn't hurt parents either.
Thanks for watching ABC 31 News. Have a great night.
Good morning, Central Louisiana.
Good morning, America.
Look for your local weather updates during GMA. Brought to you by LSUA. Find your way to A.
When a case seems unsolvable, they see the incredible. Murder, motive, secrets. Bones, weekends.
Watch Bones, weekends on KLAX ABC 31.